Okay, we are live, everybody. My name is Bahzad.
My name is Risa.
And we are here from Wonder Looper to bring to you the greatest live stream in the history of all live streams. And that is the Wonder Looper live stream, broadcasting to you live from Yokohama, Japan, where all wonderful things come from, including us.
Yep.
And Wonder Looper products. Everybody, welcome. It's a new era for the live stream.
I guess so. It just looks the same old.
Looks very similar, and I'm sure we're going to see some familiar faces in the chat. I already see BD, the producer, is here. This seems familiar, but there's something I can't quite put my finger on. Oh well. Happy Wonder Looper Day. Happy Wonder Looper Day, everybody. Yeah, it's a new era, and we'll get to the comments, but just so everybody knows, we'll start off with the maybe not so obvious, maybe obvious to some, but Risa and I have recently retired from our positions at Naked and Famous, and we're taking Wonder Looper full-time. Full-time all the time. So, that's...
an exciting time.
Yeah, it's an exciting
change.
It's
bittersweet, obviously. We loved our jobs at Naked and Famous.
Yep.
But,
For me, it was 15 years there.
For me, it was almost 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of our lives there. And, of course, we're going to continue to support our boys there at Naked and Famous and the Tate and Yoko crew. But... thanks to you guys and all your support, you've given us the opportunity to take this full time.
Yeah.
And so thank you, everybody, and welcome to the new generation, the new era of the live stream. I have to say, when we started Wonder Looper, we did everything from our household. We still do everything from our household, home office situation. We used to do all the warehousing here. And we would live among boxes like you can't even imagine. You couldn't even move around the house here. The boxes were wall to wall. We had enough room to walk one person at a time.
Well, now we have that in a separate.
Yeah. So we moved to we rented another apartment to use as a warehouse. And it started off as okay, everything fits in here, and now we are in the same position.
Yeah.
So, the growth is going pretty fast, and, you guys are wonderful supporters, and, thank you so much for that. And who knows, but maybe one day we'll get a bigger space, a retail store. You guys are going to be here for the ride, and we'll try to, document and keep you updated with all the progress. Hopefully it's progress. And look who it is, everybody. A familiar character to these live streams, and this is Snowy the cat. He's our lovely mascot. No matter where we go, he wants to make sure that he is
the center of the attention.
That's it. So, Snowy, say hello to everybody. Show your wonderful face, and you can sit right here on my lap. Alejandro Jomar, good to see you, my friend. Wearing my black tsuriami today.
Nice.
Very nice. I hope you are enjoying it very much. All right, let's check in with the chat. I see, again, a lot of familiar faces here. Joey, I hope Santa brings me a long sleeve ecru double heavyweight Wonder Looper TFW. I'm not sure what that means. No
long sleeve tee emoji.
Ah, right, no long sleeve tee emoji. Okay, he had a t-shirt emoji. I get it. Santa will create a long sleeve ecru double heavyweight t-shirt. We're going to talk about that today.
This year,
yeah, it'll be ready earlier than Christmas, but if you I was trying to make a joke about reference Christmas is always in your heart or something. Missed with that one. Total miss. Shang Style, morning from Sydney, wearing a slightly faded Wonder Looper navy double heavyweight t-shirt and full count jeans today. Going to be rotating through some non-Naked and Famous jeans for the stream. Ha ha. Well, that's okay. Snowy, come on.
Yeah.
You're being
We don't discriminate.
Yeah, we don't discriminate. We enjoy all kinds of jeans. Canadian Penny, greetings from sunny Vancouver Island. Congrats to Terry and Garrett for doing such a great job last night in the Wonder Looper tees, no less. That's right, they were representing Wonder Looper pretty hard on the Tate Nyoko. Well, it's the Naked and Famous Denim Raw Denim live stream. Your new hosts for that live stream. That takes place at Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to keep up with the boys, that's where to find them. Thursdays at 7 p.m. We are Fridays at 7 p.m. The same spot that we've always had. So different channel, but very similar. Arif, looking forward to today's Wonder Looper live stream. Can't wait to learn about all things FoxFibre 40-ounce tees as well, perhaps? Question marks. I manifest that rumor, and it will come true.
You don't want to wear 40-ounce.
40-ounce t-shirt might be a bit much, but we do have some beefy tees, as you know. And then Arif says, echoing sentiments of Canadian Penny, powered through technical difficulties too. I guess on last night's stream there were some technical difficulties on the Naked and Famous stream, but anyways, they saw it through. Solvents, hello from Scotland. As I like to say, Scotolando. That's how you say it in Japanese. It's true. Scotolando. Naked and Famous guys did great last night. Glad I can still catch you both here too. Well, we're glad to see you as well as all the familiar faces here in the crowd. John Chan, morning from Singapore. When is the next FoxFibre restock?
So, you want to go into schedules?
Let's get into schedules.
Okay, I don't know if we ever talked about this, but we do have a new page on our website.
Yeah, I can bring that up.
So
let's go over to that. Biggity bam! Look at that. Okay, all right. So if you go to the Wonder Looper website, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there is a release and restock schedule.
Yeah. So if you have any questions on whether we have decided on the release date or not on new upcoming products, you can check here. Most of the dates are TBD, except for the ones that we just released today.
So
yeah, I mean, there's actually not that much to update, but our next in line for release should be the double heavyweight FoxFibre French Terry.
Yeah.
And fleece FoxFibre items. So fleece FoxFibre will be the repeats. We also have FoxFibre tsuriami t-shirts coming probably at the same time.
Yeah.
So those are repeats, and then double heavyweight FoxFibre will be brand new items. So it's the double heavyweight, but with FoxFibre. Crazy. There's also a small Ultimate Pima tsuriami t-shirt restock. Our website will get a very, very tiny amount of white and no black. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Our retail partners will get some black and white if they book them.
Yeah.
Most of them did.
Okay.
So
and that's going to happen sometime in October.
That's going to happen sometime in October as well.
Okay, so we'll update the TBD part because those just came in from the factory. There was a little bit of extra fabric, and they made some basically they used the last of the fabric they had and made some tees for us.
Yeah. So we're basically in the process of shipping all these the 4 items that we mentioned now: double heavyweight FoxFibre, fleece FoxFibre, FoxFibre tsuriami t-shirts, and Ultimate Pima tsuriami t-shirts. Those are being shipped out to our retail partners, in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then once that's completed, we can release them. So we're looking at
I would say first half of October.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a big FoxFibre day. So we'll have the double heavyweight FoxFibre sweatshirts, fleeced FoxFibre sweatshirt restock. And it's not just the sweatshirts, but also the sweatpants. And those fleece FoxFibre sweatpants flew last year. Those went really fast. FoxFibre tsuriami t-shirts. So that's going to be like Fox Day. And then Ultimate Pima t-shirts. It might all come out on the same day.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
It's just we don't have that many, so.
The interesting thing about that is all of that stuff comes from the same farm. Yeah, Ultimate Pima and FoxFibre are grown on the same farm. So, anyways, just a single origin farm cotton day.
Right. And then when it comes to double heavyweight French terry, I had it in October still, but we're maybe looking at end October, or perhaps it will be moved up to November.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a separate release a couple weeks later, at least.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, the schedule updates for you there. A Purple Spy says, Super Looper Hoodie arrived today. Loving it, but your website thinks I haven't bought it yet and keeps sending me email reminders. LOL.
Sorry about that.
Maybe it's just tempting you to buy more. The computers have become aware. They're aware. They're self-aware. Adam Brown, good to see you. Hail adventurers. Invis Ian's DC is in the house. Good to see you all, my friends. Melody Murray, hello from Tucson. Hot and sunny today. No heavy tea today. It is finally cool here in Japan. I mean, it's always cool here in Japan, just to say. But it's been 35 degree plus every day pretty much since June. Until like 3 or 4 days ago, where it just turned to like 20 degrees.
Yeah.
And
it was like a switch where it's like, you go outside, it's like, not only was it like death, but also it was like pleasant. Yeah. It wasn't like, it's a little hot today kind of middle. No, just like nice.
Yeah, so
best time of the year.
Sweater weather. I'm happy for it, and that's all I can say. I know North America's had a little bit of sweater weather for a while, but we're finally on your level. Stephen Kopelcam writes, why 80% FoxFibre instead of 70 like the t-shirt? So the FoxFibre sweatshirts, the double heavyweight sweatshirts, are made with Fox 80, and the tsuriami t-shirt is made with Fox 70. Why is that?
So Fox 80 is the highest blend of FoxFibre that our yarn supplier makes. They're the only yarn supplier who makes Fox fiber yarns. And we wanted to make Fox 80 because that is the darkest shade of brown, and we wanted to do that. But when we made the sample, we made actually a lot of fabrics, and it actually came out to be a little bit like too seedy.
Yeah.
Like, t-shirt is something that touches your skin directly. So it's important that it's very comfortable and not have like a little bit of a, like a scratchiness or itchiness because of the seeds that stays there. And we did two things to alleviate that problem. We made the FoxFibre ratio a little bit lower because that's the one that was giving us the seed problems.
Yeah.
So we made the percentage a little bit lower, and we also did extra combing. So when the cotton gets made into gets spun into a yarn, before that there was a process called combing, where like literally they comb
there's a machine. It's not like a guy with a hand in his hand.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I will see if I can find a picture of it.
Yeah. But so the combing process, we did a little bit extra in that process so that it's like softer on your skin when it gets knit into a t-shirt. So I guess that was kind of a compromise, but to be fair, like the color difference is so subtle that you can't really tell a difference. It looks a very similar shade. And when it comes to the double heavyweight sweatshirt, we didn't have that problem. It is a sweatshirt, so it has a loopy inside, and it's not like a flat fabric, so that probably helped. And also sweatshirts doesn't like sit so close to the skin, like it's not going to be skin tight. So I think I think it is definitely comfortable. You don't feel any seeds in there at all. So that's what we went with.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hold on.
the thing about FoxFibre is FoxFibre cotton is way more expensive than other
Conventional
organic,
cotton.
white, like, Ecru organic cotton. So the fact that we have 825 GSM FoxFibre French terry made entirely with FoxFibre is very luxurious. And so we just wanted to, get the top luxury possible, rich colors. And I think we'll eventually going to do different shades, different shades of brown and, different blend in the future. But for the beginning, I think maybe that's just, we go for the top.
Yeah. So hold on. I got a little video here of some combing. So this is cotton combing. So it's is the audio coming? I didn't play the audio because I didn't want to blow out your speakers with how loud this thing is. But you can see these are like the cotton, and it's going through this combing set over here. And this is what makes everything look so nice and fine and smooth. And it's just an extra step that we go through. But we did double the combing for this one. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to make sure that it also helps remove some of the kind of trash that's within the cotton naturally. So those seeds are considered trash. Mm-hmm. Seeds and parts of the cotton pod and all that stuff. So it's neat to have it there because I think it provides some amount of
natural
character and natural look to it. But too much and it's too much. Also, because FoxFibre is not a long staple cotton, it's hard when you go through the ginning process. If you do it too much, it makes the fiber even shorter, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to eliminate some of the kind of particles that are within the cotton, and it kind of brushes that all out. If you do it too much, it makes the fiber too short. So you can't do that process too much. So it's kind of a fine balance, and that's sort of the difficulty with working with FoxFibre, is that it is long enough, but it is not in like the extra long staple variety. So you have to know how to use it in order to be able to use it. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of the charm there. It's not something just any factory is going to be able to pick up and use. They really have to know how to use this cotton properly.
Yeah, that was a good question.
That was a good
Very
question.
Long answer.
Yeah, let's just show the differences. So this is the Fox tee. So you can see, like, color-wise, there isn't a tremendous difference
here.
It
is a different fabric.
Yeah.
So
right.
The yarn size is massively different.
Yes.
So that's part of it. But when you look at it, it's the same color, I think.
Yeah. So it's in the same realm.
Yeah.
And this guy, I'm very much looking forward to this guy. Oh, one thing also is that this will have the updated FoxFibre label. So I have a picture of it. So this is the double heavyweight FoxFibre sweatshirt. So super heavy, 825 GSM. The current double heavyweight sweatshirt, French terry, is 701 GSM, though the next production of them, they're going to be boosted over 800 as well.
Okay. Also, I have an announcement about that. Let's just keep going.
So anyhow, we the FoxFibre products will have their own label, which is this guy right here. So you can see that. Made with FoxFibre, and of course the brown portions of this is made with actual FoxFibre cotton. You can see how it's all, this is not like a print, this is all woven right here, and it's all made here in Japan on like tiny little shuttle looms. which is pretty cool.
And it's because it's like usually these labels are made with polyester or some kind of acrylic or something like that. Whereas this one is made with cotton, so it gets so fuzzy.
Yeah.
Which, like, I think it adds character to it.
Right. And look how detailed it is here.
It's not all cat hair. Maybe one or two is cat hair.
But yeah, no, it just gets fuzzy on its own, and you can see the detail in this label is pretty intense. Like even the cursive writing, how fine it is, it came out perfectly. So, very, very happy with the way these came out. And if you made a purchase with us, I would say in the last couple of months, we included a sticker that was based off this label with your purchase. So you'll recognize that from there. So this label you'll see on like T-shirts and the regular colored double heavyweight French terries, and then the FoxFibre ones will have this label here.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It looks great against the brown.
Yeah.
Green.
A nice match. It is not as big as the classic label, but anyhow, we like making different labels for different products. We're just getting into that. It's fun to design labels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to show off that it's made with FoxFibre.
Yeah.
Instead of just brown.
Yeah. Brown
color.
cotton.
Yeah.
So these will be coming out soon. You will have them in the crew neck, zip hoodie, pullover hoodie, and sweatpants. So the sweatpants will be super overkill. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
And okay, so the double heavyweight French terry, the colored version, also goes up in weight this season, and that's because we're not doing the fabric dyeing anymore. Fabric dyeing on such heavy fabric was very difficult.
Yeah.
And they had problems in the past, and we didn't want to waste any fabrics just because the dyeing part is so difficult, and sometimes there's a lot of B grade fabrics. So we went to another route, which is yarn dyeing for the dyed ones, and it's the same with FoxFibre though, but the reason that the weight went up is because it's slightly different
yarn.
Yeah, but also it's the fact that it is not dyed as a fabric. It made the density a little bit more, and I think it just I actually feel like this new double heavyweights are slightly softer and definitely heavier.
Yeah.
When you hold it, as a garment, I think I can feel the difference.
Yeah. I think so. So, anyhow, that's going to be the new change in the double heavyweight from 701 to over 800. I think they vary slightly depending on the color.
Yeah.
But they're in the 850 to 875 range. So, we're inching up to that kilo range. We'll see if we ever get there. 1 kgm.
Yeah. The problem with that is that we're probably going to have to change some details in order to accommodate sewing such heavy weight.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's possible.
Yeah, maybe. Anyhow, we'll see. Let's get these out the door first, see how you guys like them. But anyhow, I don't think that there's an arms race here.
No.
I think we won. The one thing that, this is probably a rant that I'm going to do on every live stream, is the weight lies in our knitwear industry, because I constantly see it, and I even I don't want to throw shade on our retail partners, but look, they're not retail partners. When they get product copy, the product descriptions on their websites, they're usually either taking it from the brand themselves, or they're rewriting a version of that for their website, right? And so what you'll see on not just our retail partner, but everywhere, a lot of knitwear brands, they advertise their products in ounces, right? But in denim, if you say a 14-ounce denim, it's 14 ounces per square yard, right? So we know what that means, right? In the denim world. But in the knitwear world, it's very common, in fact, it's most common to have ounces per linear yard of fabric. And a linear yard of fabric is the entire width of the roll. And so, if the width is wider, if the width is shorter, you don't know. So comparing fabric A to fabric B is impossible. And it's not like, I would say, denim where like the widths are pretty standardized. Like, you know, most like selvage rolls are like 32 inches, right? Like 60 inches, like a wide roll. And like there might be an inch or, you know, a couple centimeters here and there off, but they're generally about the same, right? But in knitwear, the rolls vary to a much higher degree. So having ounces per linear yard gives you as a consumer absolutely no relevant information. Mm-hmm. It is useless. So
unless you know the width,
right? Which you don't, because they're never gonna. When have you ever seen that? I've never seen that on a website. Like they just don't tell you that, mm-hmm. right? So when they just say 8-ounce heavyweight T-shirt, is it? And what does that mean? It doesn't mean nothing, right? Now, if they tell you it's 8 ounces per square yard, okay, well now you know the unit of measure. How much of that fabric weighs that much, right? Oftentimes they don't tell you that. GSM is grams per square meter. So you have 1 square meter of fabric. Doesn't matter the width of the roll because you're always measuring the same amount of fabric, and then you have the weight of that fabric. So 825 GSM is a unit of measure you can understand. Now, some people, what they'll do is they'll take the ounces per linear yard and they'll just see 8 ounces, and then they'll go through some like unit calculator and take like 8 ounces and convert it to GSM. But they're assuming the 8 ounces is per square yard, and then they convert it to GSMs and they get some wild number, which is inaccurate mm-hmm. to you. Mm-hmm. And then another thing that I see people do is they'll take a GSM number, and like I see it, I mostly see it in the streetwear world. They take a GSM and it's based off of, like, they'll double layer a fabric. Like they'll do a double layer hoodie. And so a double layer hoodie is like kind of like what we'll do with like the hoods of our sweatshirts, some of our sweatshirts. You see there's 2 layers here, right? 2 pieces. Not all of our hoodies have it. Some of our hoodies have it. But back, I would say more popular in like 70s and 80s sweatshirts. In order to make like a heavy sweatshirt, they'll 2-ply it, right? So you'll have 1 piece of fabric on the front, 1 piece of fabric on the back, and it'll make it nice and heavy and beefy. Mm-hmm. And they'll calculate like the 2 layers as the GSM. So you get like some crazy like 1600 it's not even 1600 GSM, but like, you know, they'll get some like 4-digit number out of it. What it's not, it's just 2 layers of like some heavyweight fabric. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of not good information out there. Mm-hmm. So if you just see ounces, I would personally question it. Unless there's a GSM number with it and a GSM number that makes sense, right? If you see some 4-number GSM, it's not true. Mm-hmm. It just isn't.
I mean, the best way is to just kind of, you know, train your hands, train your eyes. Yeah. And, like, you know, like in order to make something very heavyweight, you need to have bigger yarns and more compact knitting. So, you know, if you look at the fabric and it's made up with like very fine yarns, then it's likely that it would not get to that kind of weight. And another thing is that, like, if you're just buying online and you're not able to touch it yourself, like, maybe ask a couple questions, see if they're not, like, aware of, you know, these things, or they're just kind of like, oh, I don't know, this is what somebody told me, or whatever. So I think that's you know, if you just in search for, like, a certain weight, like, of knits, then I think you might need to be careful that the information out there is not always accurate.
Yeah. Adam Brown asks, how is the shrinkage on the double heavyweight FoxFibre? I'm considering sizing up.
The shrinkage, I think it was very typical, like 3%-ish when we did our home shrinkage test.
Yeah.
So our home laundry doesn't get too hot, but we also do like run a tumble dry on that just to see like how much it shrinks total, and it was like about 3 or maybe around 2 to 4%. I would say is the general shrinkage for most things.
Yeah,
our double heavyweight t-shirts don't shrink at all.
Yeah,
because it's like really compact to begin with, but most sweatshirts, most t-shirts, it falls in that kind of range of shrinkage.
Yeah.
But what we always say is that you can stretch out most of it.
Yeah.
So the best way to stretch it out is like after you wash it, when it's still damp, you just do a gentle stretching, put it back in shape.
Don't Hulk Hogan it, but just give it a little gentle stretch side to side.
Especially the length. I think length you might notice a lot more because it doesn't have a side rib panel and anything like that. So do a little bit of a stretching.
Gentle stretch.
Yeah. And then you can get, and if you don't tumble dry it, I think that basically is it's gonna get you to most.
Yeah. And just pulling the sleeve also. Just a simple tug. You're gonna be fine. Yeah. Again, just don't pull the a Hulk Hogan on this, and you're gonna be okay.
Yeah. But with that said, it's a sweatshirt or it's t-shirts. It's like you don't want to be too uncomfortable. Don't go.
Don't go with the smallest size that fits you.
Yeah, maybe give yourself a little room.
Yeah,
it's nicer to have rooms.
Just as always. I mean, our recommendation is just compare measurements. So if you I'm assuming you own a sweatshirt. Something that fits you all right. Just, check the pit-to-pit measurements because, I would say unlike jeans where, you're kind of hoping to get the waistband, pretty on target, most of our sweatshirts are pretty, my body is here, but I got all this room over here, right? So, just compare against a sweatshirt that you own, something that fits you comfortably, and say, hey, if those measurements work for me, then this sweatshirt's going to work for me as well.
And another, just on top of that, if you're looking to buy a sweatpants, the waistband does stretch, but if it needs to stretch more than I would say 3 inches, it might feel like a little tight. Our waistband is pretty powerful, I feel. So it's not going to be stretch forever, you can be pregnant and still wear it kind of thing. So it will push back if it's too tight.
Strong elastic.
Yeah, but we also have ties, so even if it's a little bit too big, my sweatpants, it's a little bit too big on the waist, but I have the tie, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And then hips. I always tell you that hips is kind of an important thing, I find, in sizing sweatpants. Our hips are not humongous. It's not super sized, like a balloon shaped sweatpants. So if you are worried about, if you have a larger hip with eye area, you might want to measure the hip of your sweatpants or whatever and make sure that it fits. You don't want it too tight.
Right. Also, just wanted to mention to everybody, if you haven't hit that like button, right now is the time.
Do it now.
Do it.
Now. Do it now.
Listen to my wife. I have, and it's done me no wrong. So hit that. No wrong. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Help us grow Wonder Looper into the largest corporation in the world. We're taking on Apple. That's it. So with your help,
started from a basement
or
garage or something.
It. So we can do it too.
Yeah,
we can do it too.
Apartment.
So it's coming one day, and all with your support. And it starts with hitting that like and subscribing to the Wonder Looper YouTube channel. All right, everybody. Thank you for your generous donations of likes. Joey and Arif say thanks for the clarification and lesson. That's the GSM lesson there. I'm sure if you watch these videos enough, you're going to hear that lesson many times. It's a lesson I definitely want people to understand, because I find that is sort of the biggest thing. For me, if anyone asks what's the biggest misconception in knitwear, is that everyone. No, I'm not going to say everyone, not everyone, but there's a lot of fibbing, and maybe they're not quite. Okay, that's maybe going too far. They're not lying to you because they're trying to pull one over on you. It's just that they're not quite the way that one industry uses language doesn't really translate to how people understand it, right? So some people are they're not making that, connection between, oh, this is the way we talk about something versus, oh, this is the way, regular people understand it, right? So I'm just trying to put it in terms of, let's standardize it. This is the way we talk about it. And so...
And, if you guys know us from, the denim days, it's like, kind of our mission is to learn as much as we can about, these fabrics, these, the making of these clothes and, spread that information to consumers because, it just feels like there's a lot of, myths that needs to be busted in apparel industry. So I think that's part of the reason we do these live streams and talk about things all the time. And sometimes it's a repetitive information, I'm sure, but every time I think somebody new is learning. So
there's always someone new watching these videos as well. So sometimes things will get repetitive, but that's okay. Chris Diaz says, love the tsuriami shirts. Just saying, the triple heavyweight is really something. The triple heavyweight is a beast. It's a monster.
Like a rug.
Yeah. For those of you who got it, you guys know. And for me, it's like, once the temperatures are getting there where I can wear it outside pretty comfortably. In the hot days, it's a commitment. You can get away with it, but it's a commitment. But that with a leather jacket or a light down or a down vest, that's gonna be me a lot of the fall days. Because that heavyweight shirt with just a light jacket, it's gonna get you through a lot.
It's an armor.
Yeah, it's armor. Chin Yip So says triple heavyweight is dope. I'm glad you like it.
I feel like you have to be a real man to wear that. I don't think I have
You're not a real man?
Me.
Chris Cronenberg says, ye old denim days. Yes. Ye old. We're still around the denim world, that's for sure.
We haven't talked about what happened today.
Oh yes, what happened today? Well, what happened today? Risa's going to tell us.
We released new colors.
New colors
of double heavyweight t-shirts in collaboration with Cultizm. So Cultizm is our retail partner based in Germany. They're online store. Although they did open a store.
They're opened or opening a store. Let's double check that.
Yeah. They're a very good retail partner of ours. Fantastic group of people.
Yeah, very, very kind people. We've been working with them for very many years, with Naked and Famous and, since the start of Wonder Looper. And you can see right here.
4th of October.
Let's open this up. There we go. The 4th of October in Münster.
That's where they're based.
That's where they're based.
I think it's relatively a small size city.
We went and visited them once many years ago.
It's fantastic. It was very cute little European
German town. Yeah, very nice. We had a great time. I had some traditional German food there, and they showed us around their town. It was wonderful. But they're opening their first retail store in Germany. I don't know if it still exists, but a long time ago they used to have a retail location in Korea. I visited them there before.
Yeah.
So in collaboration with our good friends here at Cultizm for their 20th anniversary, we launched these 2 t-shirts in Ecru and Sumi Black.
Just to give you kind of a comparison, this is our white. Our white double heavyweight t-shirts are not stark white. It's still off-white, but ecru obviously is a lot more
beige.
Yeah, natural ivory color. And it is undyed. You see a bunch of sees through the fabric. I don't know if you can see it.
Try to show it off a little bit more here. Yeah. You can see a little bit more of the seediness here. Seediness. But of course, you'll notice it even more in person. So we've got the two new colors, the ecru and the sumi black, which is kind of like a washed out black, sort of like a faded black T-shirt.
Yeah. So this is our black. This is the new sumi, and to make it more confusing, we do have this charcoal. Which is a heathered color.
Yeah.
So it's a little different, but in terms of the darkness, I feel like it's somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are both solid colors with the sumi and the black, whereas the charcoal is more heathered, like the heather gray.
Yeah.
So.
But everybody likes shades of black.
Yeah. So we're just making sure we got them all, because some people are like, "Oh, do you have a white T-shirt that isn't so white?" We're like, "Not yet."
Yeah.
So
ecru is a good one. I think a lot of people are looking at undyed.
Mm-hmm.
Using not all dye is evil, but
less. Anyhow, there's less dye there for you, and I think the ecru color is quite nice. It's got a natural tone to it. It complements the sand really well. Like the sand and the khaki green are more like military tones. Mm-hmm. So these are inspired from like military T-shirts.
Yeah, we are out of khaki right now, but we do have stock in sand.
Yeah, because the sand dropped more recently.
Yeah.
And let's compare the sand to the ecru also. So if you like natural tones, I think you can see that they're quite different, but both are like warm and nice and fall-y, I think. So you've got those two covered right there.
Yeah.
And
we don't end there.
No, because there's more. But wait.
There's more.
There's more.
And here is what you guys been asking for.
Yeah.
Long sleeve T-shirt.
Yeah.
In double heavyweight.
Yeah.
So we're gonna drop this
in a few weeks.
In a couple of weeks, yeah. Ecru, sumi, these are the only two colors that's going to be available this time around.
Yeah.
So the first release of long sleeve T-shirts will be these two colors.
Yeah.
And only Cultizm
and our website.
And our website will have them. But we will make long sleeve double heavyweight tees available next year.
Yeah.
For other colors like white, black, and heather gray, I think.
That's right. So you can expect more long sleeve tees. You guys asked for it, so you guys shall receive it. So manifesting ideas, we try to make them come true. Mm-hmm. So put your ideas out into the world, and you never know what happens with them. So there you go. Long sleeve tees will be here, I would say, before the end of October. There's a question. Joy says, Snowy deserves a sticker in the new... I guess he deserves a sticker in the new sticker and his own everything. Yes,
I know.
Absolutely. We missed the opportunity to make a Snowy sticker, but it'll get there. Yeah, and speaking of new stickers, because I talked about them on the email and in the Instagram, but if you haven't caught either one of those, we have new stickers. So we like to include stickers with our with the orders that go out. So we employed Mr. Dick Carroll, who's a fantastic illustrator, to create this little like kind of lookbook preview catalog for the fall winter season, so you can see all the new products that are coming out. And I'm just going to point out one mistake that I forgot because Dick he would send us his like preview, like here's what I'm working on, like anything you need me to adjust, and I just got so excited by everything that I forgot that this has a kangaroo pouch on the front, and I forgot to tell him that before we sent these to we sent her the printers, and I'm like, wait a second, I forgot that, so I forgot to mention that. But there's a little typo on my it was my fault, not his fault, but on
not
these.
a typo, just like a
happy accident. Yeah. So anyhow, these are going to be included with your orders from now until we run out of them. And yeah, everything's a sticker. So like the sweatpants, the t-shirt, whatever it is, even the logo, those all come off. You could put them wherever you like. Put them on your refrigerator, your laptop. Throw it in the garbage. It's yours. You could do whatever you want with it. But those are the new stickers. Those are coming everywhere. And I just want to introduce Mr. Dick Carroll to everybody because his artwork is really great. I was a little like nervous to reach out to him because I don't know, he's pretty
big time.
He's big time, and so here he is over here, and you can see he does a lot of this great like fashion artwork. He does like these comic drawings. They're really special, and you see them in like some pretty high-end publications and things like that. So
yeah, it's a fantastic style.
Yeah,
and turns out he was a very nice guy.
So
very
nice,
friendly.
Yeah, and so I'm really happy we got to work with him, and I'm looking forward to working with him more in the future. But yeah, he does all these great comics, and he does it for Japanese magazines, American publications, you name it. Everybody's asking for his artwork. So. I'm glad we can get him on board with us as well. So check him out. You should definitely follow him if you like this type of stuff, which I would imagine our audience does. So please follow Mr. Dick Carroll. There you go. Okay. Beach Moth says, I know last week there was a discussion about Naked and Famous times Limp Bizkit collab. Now that it's dust, when can we expect the Durst Fiber line? You know what? Surprisingly, Fred hasn't written back or messaged me about that. So I don't know. We'll see. It's in Fred's hands at this point. Mr. Fred Durst, and anyhow, we're still fans. What can I say?
Yeah.
We're still fans. Shang Style writes, I know Dick Carroll from the Armory store, a more classic sartorial menswear brand, but expensive. Oh, right on. Yeah. So I'm sure some of you recognized his work before, but yeah, he's great, and we got his stickers.
Yeah,
we got them.
I like it.
All right. Pharmacus writes, how about a red / light pink series similar to your blue indigo shades? Yeah, maybe. I think pink might be, it has to be the right shade of pink.
Also red t-shirts. I don't know how
red t-shirts, I'm gonna go with
I don't see that on people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
if red was maybe if we got into striped t-shirts, maybe like a rugby polo kind of situation, maybe that's a possibility. But yeah, what's it? Devin Hurt says you own the shoes on the stickers. You own these shoes. These were based off of like pictures of us. So both of those are like Yucatan shoes that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we do own these shoes. These were like photos that we sent him, and then he illustrated them. Invisian says, Bahzad, you gotta have faith. It's true. You do. Dale Hefferman says, Sakura died. Some kind of like pink natural dye could be cool. Like I could see like real like soft pastel-y natural dye stuff.
Yeah.
That could definitely be an option.
That was like early on was like kind of like we were thinking about it, or like we would have a bunch of t-shirts and like kind of like natural garment dye batch.
Yeah.
And then, we would do it seasonally, like every season is a different, natural dye and stuff like that. I still think it's a good idea. We just haven't really gone back to that.
Now that we're full-time.
We can do a lot more things.
We can do a lot more things.
Yeah.
So you can expect a lot more things. I think one of our considerations is space now, because
Well, we just need to rent another room.
We either need to rent a bigger space or we got to sell a lot more. Stuff's got to move. The thing is like our space in our warehouse is so cramped right now because we're just waiting for stuff to come in so we can ship it out. Yeah. But
the problem is like the products come in, but it comes in batches because we can only handle batches, to be fair. Yeah. But like, you know, the factory also makes in batches. So we get them in like, you know, little batches, and we have to ship our wholesale orders first. And wholesale people, obviously they want it in, you know, one shipment rather than like 5 different shipments. Yeah. So we just kind of have to hold until the last item is ready. And then we also have to hold like a little bit until the wholesale customers are ready to sell those items. Yeah. Then we can actually sell on our website too. So it's just, it's a lot of holding.
Yeah, it's a lot of holding right now.
So it's very temporary, but at the same time, there is a limit. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Broom says, oh, will there be another natural indigo pre-order cycle this year?
Yes.
Okay.
The pre-order will happen this year.
Okay.
The delivery would not happen this year, but we can make pre-order happen by the end of this year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I just want to show some pictures of that indigo. Here it is. So I would say that maybe the difficulty with that is the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow,
we'll have roofs.
Yeah, we'll do a pre-order this year, and then we'll have some more out. We'll have them in your hands by.
The other folder is edited.
Is this one A?
No, the other folder is edited.
This one?
No. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take a look at some of the indigo dye process here, because we got some photos from our we sent out a photographer to sort of document everything happening at. Oh no, it's going to take forever to download.
Maybe,
okay.
Yeah. Although the A folder from before, that was like semi-edited, and it was like smaller because it was
smaller files. Yeah. Okay, good. So this might work a little bit better. So hold on, bear with me, everybody, because we're gonna go for a little bit of a ride, and we're gonna show you how the process of dyeing these t-shirts went. And yeah, hold on a sec. There we go. So everything's all done by hand, one at a time. It's definitely a long process here, and what we're able to achieve is, I think, pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We put in the field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So let's show.
Sorry, we didn't prepare for this.
Yeah, I should have had this one prepared. My bads, but that's a good one. Yeah. So this is a dye house that produces everything in-house. So we'll start over here, and you can see here, this is their indigo field. So they grow everything by themselves in Japan, and they also prepare the dyes themselves in-house. So from start to finish, this is all natural indigo processing here done in Japan. And I mean, if you guys saw our t-shirts, this is the end result. You can see we have 4 different shades of indigo, which is pretty remarkable because everything is dyed by hand, right? One at a time. Each shirt goes into the bath, and you know, our dyer, he's a master. He knows how long everything needs to stay in that bath for, and he starts from there and gets to work, starts dipping everything. So we're able to create quite a beautiful t-shirt, and for those people who ordered one, you know, you guys know you have them in your hands, and the shades are fantastic. You know, it's not like a commercial dye or like the dye is like super perfect uniform all the way. You can see that there's slight nuances in it. It also fades and changes color with time. And what I think is the most remarkable thing is like the control of the dye. And this is all done by hand. So, you know, in order to do that, you got to be I would say a genius of dyeing, a master of dyeing, and we're able to do this.
It's really a craftsman because it's not like it's not like, you know, it's nothing like a machine, you know, like controlled dye environment. So everything is a little bit imperfect. So like you do see, because it's dyed by hand, it's not uniformly dyed. It's not like this.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a little bit of like
variation.
But it's never like kind of variation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like it's done in such a high quality way, and you can definitely tell that it's hand done, but beautifully so. So we're very happy to be working with them again. We did prepare a little bit more t-shirts this time around. So hopefully everybody gets
no disappointments.
But it was a pre-order. I think we're gonna do the same this time. So you can choose your shade and your color, obviously, or your size. But other than that, it's just that's
We some people ask, well, if it's a pre-order, why did you sell out? Because certain sizes sold out. So the reason why is because we actually produce. There's a double heavyweight T-shirt that we produce. It's like we call it like a PFD, prepare for dye. So like the way the cotton is, anyway, the way the T-shirt is created is it's more absorbent to dyes. Mm-hmm. So. We have to produce these in advance. So if we were to, say, take a pre-order and then produce the T-shirts and then go through the dye process, it's going to be way, 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 way longer.
Right.
So we had to produce the T-shirts in advance, so we had a limited number of T-shirts, but, we leave the, I guess, color variation up to you, right? So that's how that works.
Right.
Ron Ald writes, out of curiosity, why doesn't the person who dyes wear gloves? I don't know. A lot of the dyers in Japan with the natural indigo stuff, they dye with their hands.
They have permanent blue zombie hands.
Yeah.
And nails.
Their nails are all blue. I have a friend here who Michael, Wild, I call him Wild Mike, Wild Frontier, because he does a lot of natural dyeing, and his nails are permanently blue.
Yeah.
Because he's always dyeing.
But it's natural dye, so they don't need to wear gloves. It's not like it's not a harsh chemical.
Yeah. So I think that's why, because
I think they make a point with that. Maybe, I don't know, but it's just one of those things where it's like I don't need to wear gloves.
That is an excellent question. I will ask them the next time, because it's just one of those things where I think you're right. I think the answer is going to be part of this is sort of the show that this is natural. It's not harsh and like you can do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Or it's so traditional that back then they didn't have these rubber gloves.
Right, that's true.
I don't know.
This is just a thing we've been doing for generation after generation, so this is how we do it. I don't know. We will ask and we will find. That's what we think the answer is. Let's see what their answer is on that one. But that is a very intelligent question. The Raven writes, wearing my black Supima tee and absolutely loving it. Fantastic. Ultimate Pima? Ultimate Pima, maybe. Joey Decay, same reason I don't wear gloves when I work with sheet metal. Don't want to.
Sheet metal. You don't wear gloves?
Yeah, you should.
Seriously?
Yeah. Don't.
Dangerous.
Yeah, that's a little more dangerous, maybe. Probably. Anyhow.
It's important in your hands.
It's important to keep these.
But,
You want as many fingers as you can in life.
Mm-hmm. But some people wear gloves when they wash dishes. I would never ever do that.
Yeah.
And just different standards.
Different strokes for different folks. Gary Bishop says, someone earlier asked about a double heavyweight FoxFibre. Any thoughts on that? Like a double heavyweight T-shirt in FoxFibre. Certainly, I would say it's possible. It's
possible.
Yeah. Possible. I'll leave it there. It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there. That's it.
It's just a matter of, do we want to? Because we need to create our own yarns for that, and the yarn minimum is. It's not like denim. It's very high. So it's something that we would consider. I don't think we're ready to do that right now.
Right.
But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Invis Ian says, Wonder Looper socks and boxers, and please and thank you. He's throwing out some manifestations into the world. Socks is something I'm going to be looking into. I like the idea of socks.
Socks and tips.
Yeah. So,
those are things that I can see us doing.
Yeah.
And I would love to have it for myself.
There you go. So,
that's a motivation.
Yeah, underwear, maybe.
Underwear is, I would say, did he say a fox?
No, just underwear.
Underwear.
Socks and boxers. Boxers.
I mean, I don't wear boxers, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I'm less keen on undergarments than I am on socks.
Yeah, because that's something like you routinely throw away, right? Like you just, it's.
Anyhow, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. But I'm also in the camp of never say never.
That's true.
Never say never.
If we become bigger than Apple, I'm sure we're gonna be making.
Yeah, right. Once we're bigger than Apple, we're gonna be making all kinds of stuff. We'll have an aerospace division for knitwear in space. Right? Those guys need underwear too. They need t-shirts and socks and all kinds of stuff. So we have to figure all that stuff out. Interestingly, our factory has made apparel for JAXA,
which is a NASA for Japan.
Yeah.
Much smaller scale.
Yeah, but they've done some production for them. So they do have the technology.
Well, I think their thing was like they developed a pattern like that's very movable and great for space
exploration.
If it's good enough for astronauts, it's good enough for anybody.
Yeah. So maybe one day the Wonder Looper Aerospace division will be up and running. So we'll get there. Elon. If Elon is watching, he might be, probably. Just let us know if you need anything for SpaceX. We'll get right on it. Okay.
Yeah,
we'll get right on it. So Elon, you know where to find us. Hit us up in the comments section below, and we'll make that happen. Or whoever the head of NASA is. Somebody. I don't know who that person is, but give us a call too. We're open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other space agencies? JAXA.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be okay with that.
Yeah.
Start local.
Yeah, start local. Okay. SoCram writes, what are the odds of heavyweight polo shirts? I would say the odds are not terrible. I think it could be cool if we did heavyweight rugby shirts, because
rugby shirts are heavyweight.
Yeah. So, with stripes, maybe long sleeve with like contrast collar, right? Like white collar, stripe, long sleeve with a white collar. Anyhow, that could be something cool.
It's a very specific look, though. I don't know if it's as
North Americans aren't into rugby shirts as much as Europeans would be. This is my opinion.
Really? I feel like, Ralph Lauren and that kind of brand made rugby shirts like wearable, I feel. No?
Anyways. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways. It's polos or rugby shirts are something to consider for sure.
But first, Henley.
Yes.
I would like to make Henleys.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of our future working plans. So right now we are in the phase of fall winter 25 development, and there's just a couple of ideas that were floating around in our brain mass, and so waffle. Let's talk about waffles. So
I'm a big fan of waffle. I've always been wanted to do waffles.
Yeah.
We're thinking right now. Obviously, Fox waffle will be something we need to work on, but we are like loading up on Fox right now a little bit. So maybe we'll take a little bit of a turn and go to non-cotton world.
Right.
So perhaps, merino wool, cashmere, yak, like some kind of a warm, natural
luxury
fiber. Yeah.
So that's our thinking there. So a heavy duty waffle with a woolen type of material. So whether that's from merino wool, yak, cashmere, something like that to give you even more comfort. And also we're keeping it in a natural fiber world, so it is great for breathability as well. So that's what we're thinking there.
Yeah.
There's also the consideration of like waffle patterns. So anyhow, how big that waffle is going to be. So that's just something that that's in our brain mass right now. We're thinking about making some waffle long sleeve shirts. I don't think a short sleeve waffle is anything, right? Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
So that's the consideration right now. We're also in thoughts about the next tsuriami FoxFibre t-shirt, just to go back to that. So some people, we're thinking like a dark greenish tone. So that would, I guess, using another variety of FoxFibre just to introduce some of the Fox Green into the world. So I think that there's going to be some interest in that because, again, there's snowy. Come on. You've seen brown, and
yeah,
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But I would like to use all the shades in the rainbow.
But the green is...
That's Snoopy on the rainbow.
But the green Fox G, as they call it, is not as, rich of a color as brown.
Yeah.
So it's, very, light, sage, light sage green. It's very subtle. And it's also, very susceptible.
Susceptible, yeah, sure.
To sun things and water. So it changes color constantly. And so maybe we'll do something that are darker using natural stabilize a dye stabilize. It's not dye, but it's like a color stabilizer.
Yeah.
Like iron.
Yes.
And so that's something we're considering. I think that would make a little bit more darker and more manlier shade of green that is a little bit more wearable in my opinion. I like the natural green also.
Yeah.
Just as is, but
yeah, adding a little iron to it, I think
makes it very cool.
It also it looks cool and it sounds cool. So that's something we're considering also. In a new tsuriami FoxFibre t-shirt. So the natural brown will have a brother or a sister. I don't know. Depends on, I don't know how these things work. But it'll have a related family member. And so that's what we're working on in that realm. Pierre Moreau, Guelph is in the house. Sorry I'm late. You're fashionably on time, my friend. Good to see you. And so there's another thing that this is going to be insane land. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe in a much earlier live stream, even kind of at the start of Wonder Looper, we were investigating, just we're going to the mills, we're seeing what they have to offer, what kind of crazy stuff they have.
Okay.
And one of the things that we came across was 100% cashmere French terry. 100% cashmere French terry.
Said it twice.
If you say it twice, it makes it sound more important.
Uh-huh.
And
that should blow your mind.
Yes.
Because I'm sure you've seen 100% cashmere sweaters.
A traditional knit sweaters.
But sweatshirt is something that is more casual.
Yeah.
Sporty. And cashmere, it's a kind of a mismatch.
Right. But boy, does it make a beautiful fabric. Mm-hmm. And so we've come across this before, and I would say that the only limiting factor was the price. And the
I
price
can imagine.
is not nice.
No.
It is a very big price.
Yeah.
And that price sort of goes up all the time because cashmere,
it's a commodity.
Yeah, it's a commodity-based price. It depends on the just what the market rate is. So it's like buying a lobster. Go to the restaurant. How much is the lobster? Market rate, right? Mm-hmm. So this is one of those things where it's like you could be priced at today, and in 6 months I go to order it, and they're like, well, the price is double now. It all depends. So this is something I'm interested in doing, but I don't think we can sell this as a product that we have available at our retail partners.
We can't afford to do that.
And I think, because if we did that, there's a little bit of extra margin that has to be built into the price of that product, and then it just gets to be like,
wholesale. Yeah, I mean, it's also like, I don't think a lot of wholesale customers would want to hold that much of a high value things in their stock.
Stefan McGee, how big are we talking here? $1,000? It'll be more than $1,000. Even like my idea is that we sell it just on our website, so we don't have to build in that extra margin, and it'll still be, I'm going to say, well over $1,000, maybe even into the $2,000 range. But if that's something that people may be interested in, I'm interested in making it happen, because I think a fabric like that comes very, very few and far between in life. And if you just want something insane, then this is going to be it.
But this would have to be fully pre-ordered, so that means it will take a long time from the time that you place your order till you get the item.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's not an instantly available. Like even the Tokushima hand-dyed t-shirts, I think it took us maybe like 3 months to deliver, and that was already like made t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like the t-shirts were already in our hands when we started the pre-orders. So this would be more like, I don't know, like 7-8 months.
Yeah.
If not longer, kind of deal.
So this is one thing I'm considering.
It's a big step. I think we might need a little bit more growth as a brand.
Maybe we need a bigger pool of fans.
Because I feel like currently maybe like, I don't know, 2 people will be interested.
Yeah.
We need to have maybe like 20 people, I feel.
We need a little bit more. Anyhow, we'll see. I'm just putting it out there because I'm very interested in making it. Just because I think it's really neat. Nobody does that 100% cashmere French terry sweatshirt. You just don't see it. And so, that's in the back of my mind. Stuffy McGee says, "Send me the pre-order link. I want it. Make it a waffle texture." Well, we'll see.
Well, if it's a waffle, it's not really
it's not really a French terry. Pierre Moreau says, "Will Wonder Looper ever have any collab collections? Would be really cool." You never know. I think it could just be a matter of time. It could be just mentioning it. It could be neat. I don't know how the licensing would work, but if we can get some like Yokohama Bay Stars, like the Yokohama like sports teams, like the Bay Stars is the baseball team here, and like you do Bay Stars colors or something. I don't know how many people outside of Japan would be interested in those kinds of things. But if you did like Japanese sports teams colors. That could be something. I don't know. We'll see. And I also don't know what the licensing is like. Are you allowed to sell it outside of Japan? It'd be a whole thing. But will we do a collab?
If the right situation comes up.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. It maybe just again maybe a matter of time thing. I think between now and until we're the size of Apple, it'll happen.
I mean most things will happen in between that.
Yeah. Joey writes, like 12 years ago, 100% cashmere jeans were like $1,400, so it's probably at least triple the price now. It's 100, like because the French terry is also a very dense material.
So you got like 3 layers,
yeah.
basically, just
Yeah.
the bonding and then the top and the bottom.
And the loop.
So yeah, so it's and the loop is what's like most like luxurious about it.
Yeah.
It's like a loop of cashmere.
Yeah.
It's just it takes extra cashmere
Yeah.
to do that.
So, yeah, it'll definitely be a pretty penny.
Yeah, but you know, the other day I was thinking, like, you know, maybe we could start looking into like a basic tees with cotton cashmere blend and things like that. Like maybe we can start introducing, like, you know, woolen fiber, natural fibers into the mix with cotton. And, you know, I mean, natural fiber, the beauty of it is that it's so breathable. It's, you know, it works with nature basically. So I think we can kind of sprinkle those things around.
Yeah. Adam writes, loving the ultimate Pima tee and curious how a double heavyweight tee in this cotton would turn out.
Oh, you can't afford it. I don't know about you, but I can afford it.
It'll be very pricey, but I mean, it'll be very soft, like heavy and soft.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
It would be very drapey, I would say.
Yeah.
It would just be like a heavy kind of things.
Yeah, it's again, you never know.
Never know.
I'm gonna go with you never know.
It's just like, I don't know. I mean, all these ideas are fantastic, but like we're dealing with the most expensive materials that we can deal with. So it's just like everything is going to be overly expensive when it's like double heavyweight means there's so much of that material.
Right. Right. But again, you know, just a matter of, I guess it's a matter of audience, you know. We can make, there's a lot of room for variation, and especially with, you know, time being a constant, over time we'll probably get to those things.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You never know.
Yeah.
Was there something else? I feel like there was another thing I wanted to talk about that I didn't get to. No. I think we got it all.
Okay. Well, I mean, are we doing this weekly?
Yes.
Yes. So we're gonna have run out of things to talk about in near future.
Right.
You know.
So if I keep rambling
we
on.
used to do this like, you know, once every 2 months or something.
Right. So we'll keep the Wonder Looper live stream more of a consistent thing going on here, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, I guess I can't spill all the beans in every live stream, otherwise I won't have something to talk about for the next live stream.
Right.
Nick Vilpoo writes, if I want a more fitted shirt, does it make sense to size down from a medium to a small? I would say it just depends if the small will accommodate you. If the small measurements are, I would say, too small for you, then I would say it doesn't make sense. You know, it's certainly possible that the medium might feel not as fitted as you want, but the small would be too small for you. So the medium might just be the better option.
Even if the chest, it's like, you know, fit tight, but tightly, but maybe shoulder might be too small, something like that. So take a look at measurements.
Yeah. Stephen Kopelkamp says, any wovens or just knits in the future? It's, again, I'm not going to say never or no, but it's possible some wovens make their way into the mix at some point.
Yes, but we have been focusing on wovens for most of our careers.
Yeah.
And I think we're very excited to be in this new world of knits. It's very separated. It's just such a different world. So I think maybe we'll enjoy this for a little while, see where it takes us.
That's right. Vince Chan says, V will never run out of things to say. Cue up the rant. All right, what should I rant about this week? All right, the weather. All right, weather, how dare you constantly change all the time. Just be the same and be good.
24 degrees.
24 degrees all the time. Light breeze. Can I just get that? That's all I want?
Sunny.
You mean
no rain.
You mean move to sunny California where it is what it's like all the time? California. Colin Cronenberg, still need to hear about thrifting video game snacks, and there's plenty more to talk about. Speaking of thrifting,
I don't know what's coming up.
Bought these the other day.
Oh.
Definitely not my size.
Definitely not my size.
Yeah, they're a size 26 by 34.
But it looks like it's more like a 24.
They're tiny.
They're tiny. I would not even, like, even if I lose some weight,
Yeah.
I'm not going to fit in that.
So I could be wrong, but I think from my investigationary skills, these are like a 1970s, from 1977. And I could be wrong. Just like the skinniest, like boot cut flare jeans from the 70s, but they're tiny. I mean, I just had to have them because they were as crispy as can be. Somebody ironed in a pretty heavy crease in the front, and I did my best to kind of steam it out as much as possible, but I just had to have them. I just could not let I would say, practically brand new pair of vintage
It's raw
jeans
denim.
sit there and
100% cotton raw denim.
for ladies.
Yeah.
And non-salvage, but I had to have it just for the collection. I'm gonna assume they had them mispriced because they only wanted like $40 for these, something like that. We didn't pay much for these, but man, this is what I do. I go to the thrift store and I look around for stuff, and even if it's not my size and I just like it, I just had to have it. So I went and we found these. I thought they were pretty neat. And one thing, just to talk about denim talk, we got to talk a little bit about denim. One thing that I like about old jeans is that they were not made with I would say precision in mind, right? When you get a pair of old jeans, you have little like loose threads, big kind of knots in the fabric here and there. But, I guess the idea is that whatever, you're just going to wear these. These are like, this is a disposable garment in a way. You're just going to wear them out anyways. And that's just how some of these details end up being. So there's always a lot of loose threads, a little bit of jank here and there. And to me, that's sort of what I like about, denim production in general. Even things like that you can see here, like it's not perfect. And so to me, there's a lot of appeal in construction in this method, in this way, where I would say even in Naked and Famous Denim Land, like we're pretty good, right? But every now and then there's like a loose thread here and there, whatever. But I would say like sometimes the criticism from like the community is, there's like a thing here. It's expensive jeans. It's not perfect. I'm like, but in the spirit of producing a vintage jean, I would say that these are some of the things that you have to actually keep in mind, right? You have to understand that this is the way jeans were made back then, and they weren't perfect. And so the idea of like going for like perfection for me is sort of a little anti in that respect. And so
like there are people who makes like very
well, look, if you're sorry to interrupt, but if you're trying to make like a vintage jean, to me jank is sort of, if you're like focused on like vintage construction details, jank is part of it. Whereas of course if you're just trying to make a very like tailored jean, then jank isn't part of it.
Right. I was going to say that there are people who make jeans that are like really, really reproduction level, like just, kind of like, a painting that like a fake painting that looks like you can't distinguish kind of that kind of craft. And they would always have like, they would first like use like old like
very period
sewing
specific
machines so that like it would have like a same inconsistency as of stitches as as the vintage ones, but and also they like like purposefully like go off the lines or whatever, like so it's just it's a different
I've
way
seen
to
it where they'll make like
appreciate.
a type 2 jacket and they have the stitching for the pleats, and they'll like purposefully make them slightly off because back then
they weren't using like just the precision markings. They'll just like eyeball it. And,
Yeah.
it's still, like, apparel industry is interesting in a way that, like, it's still mostly, like, obviously we use sewing machines, but sewing machines are, like, the oldest kinds of machines. Like, it's very primitive in a way that what obviously nowadays there are automated parts of clothing making, but it's mostly still done by hand, and that's that's a good and bad, because that's how, like, cheap clothing are made in, I wouldn't say a slave labor, but like not good conditions, like low wage kind of countries. So that's an issue, but also it's kind of fantastic that's 2024 and we're still, majority of clothing are made by people's hands, like literally, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, there's certainly more automated machines nowadays, but hey, a lot of it is still just your eyeball. That's where it's supposed to go. Maybe though somebody with some chalk is going to put some markers on like where you're supposed to start and finish, but it's a lot of
not a lot has changed.
Yeah, not a lot has changed in that realm. So, thrifting. This is my latest thrift score. A pair of ladies, skinny. They could be men's, but they're probably ladies.
I think it's women's.
I
don't know.
Size 26. It's just that back then, men
are slimmer.
They're slimmer.
And they wore very skinny jeans also.
Yeah, it could be unisex. Who knows? But a nice little addition to the collection. Pretty minty, still very crisp and raw. So another, I have another, like, I think they're in my sister's house right now because I moved them out of the office. But I had like these giant bell-bottom Levi's, raw, still brand new, not worn. I have a couple pairs now of, not with tags, but raw, like, 60s, 70s era.
Close to dead stock.
Yeah, close to dead stock pairs. So that slowly growing. I just don't want to pay, what can I say, the market price for those things. If I can find them for $40-$50, I'm going to get them. But if you want $2,000 for that thing, you can keep it. It's all yours. That's for you. That's not for me. That's for you. Gary Bishop says, speaking of weather, I need the zipper version of that hoodie you have on. Yeah, the Super Looper French Terry. We still have, the gray is almost gone. And
we have some pullovers, I think.
They will be restocked in springtime. Hold on, let's just go on the website.
So the thing with the Super Looper is that when we released it, it was already kind of summer in most places. So it was like, we had a kind of a slow start, but we did, I think we sold out of, well, I think that's a good indication is that we sold out of shorts, basically, to the piece.
There's like one medium red left somewhere.
But, so I think it's kind of a...
some things are a little patchy. Small, medium, like large, XL are gone here.
Zip hoodie was very popular in this.
And then the pullover, some things we have all sizes, some things are a little patchy. But if you want a colored version, these colors are being retired when when these are done.
Yeah.
And they will have new colors in the spring. Gray will be a repeating style.
Yeah.
So gray is going to come back every season, and then every season, whatever new colors we introduce are going to be limited to that season.
Yeah.
So if you like these colors, grab them while you can. I think these are really nice. The red is very nice for the fall. So anyhow,
that's a good accent.
Grab them while you can, and
I like the green. I don't know why green didn't. Compared to blue, like I think green did slower than the blue.
Oh.
I like the blue, obviously. I'm wearing it, but
personally, I have the gray, as you can see, and I have the blue sweatshirt pullover. This one, exact one, and then I have the green shorts. So I mix and match between those. I mean, I could have them all, but I can't take them all.
Yeah.
Pierre writes, if I wear a medium in the circular knit t-shirt, would I be a small in the double heavyweight? In the double heavyweight t-shirt?
check the measurement.
Yeah, check the measurements. I wouldn't say you'd. My hunch is that you wouldn't be a small.
Yeah, you would be a medium.
Yeah, but double check the measurements. But if you're a medium, you're probably more a medium. Like as a general advice, if you're a medium, in generally speaking, you're probably a medium in our products.
Yeah, but that's where the problem starts.
That's general advice.
Yeah,
use the measurements.
That their brands are the standard, but it's not. It's usually not. So, anyways. But I think keep in mind with double heavyweight t-shirts, just to add, is like it doesn't stretch so much. It doesn't shrink, but it also doesn't stretch. So it doesn't have like the give that some of your other t-shirts might have. So if you like it tight, like you got to be careful because it's not going to stretch out.
Right.
It might be a little uncomfortable.
Broom says, is Vicuna B... Sorry, is Vicuna B grade wool worth exploring? I had family that used to own in that space, and apparently there was a lot of material discarded. I'm not aware of what this variety of wool is. So is it worth, if the question is it worth exploring?
Why is it a B grade wool?
I don't know.
Oh.
So, is it worth exploring? It's worth learning about.
Perhaps.
But as far as beyond that, I guess it would depend on what I learn about it. Nick says, do you have any other products coming out? Any dream products?
What is a dream product?
Oh, cashmere French terry. That's my dream product. That is the if Maybach and Rolls-Royce were to have a baby, that would be the Super Looper French terry 100% cashmere.
Surprise.
Yeah. I think I should call the people at Maybach and say, you guys need to start offering sweatshirts to your customers. This is
the only sweatshirts that your customers should wear.
I'm giving them a call. I'm going to call Mr. Maybach and let him know. Vicuna is wild alpaca. Alpaca is definitely worth exploring. I have no qualms with the alpacas. Me and them, we get along. No problem. The Raven writes, ever thought about raglan t-shirts, contrasting sleeves with contrasting body? I've thought about raglan tees, football tees, the t-shirts that kind of are cut over here. It's like a separate panel. And ringer tees. And ringer tees. Definitely in the brain. It's in the mush there. Mm-hmm. It does. Whoa. Special guest, maybe. We'll see. Who could it be? Is it Mr. Postman? Is it the Milkman? Is it Fred Durst, lead singer of the band Limp Bizkit? Perhaps Elon Musk. Let's find out. Joy writes, baseball tees. Yeah, baseball tees are like, raglan sleeve, long sleeve. So, yeah, it's definitely in our thoughts. I think at some point, we'll probably make all of those things, but it is just a matter of time. I think there's a lot of room for... Was it Fred?
It wasn't.
It wasn't Fred.
It's our delivery lady.
All right. Fred, we're still expecting your call. As far as expanding in, fits of T-shirts, again, I think that's a down-the-line thing. There's definitely room for that type of stuff. Yeah. Right now, I think we're pretty locked in with the fit that we have. Mm-hmm. But as far as other constructions, I think it's just a matter of time. Mm-hmm. Dale says, super cropped football tees? Not super cropped. They will be regular length. We're not going all the way back to the early 80s. But, yeah.
I don't think we have good enough stomachs to wear those.
Yeah, back then we didn't have as much fat and stuff in our diets, so everyone was skinny, right? I mean, I don't know if everyone was skinny, but you know, you look back at all those movies and all these TV, and like, you know.
Well, they're movie stars.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
You know, you could wear those. You know, you had a malnourished six-pack.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, we don't really want to make some things that we definitely can never wear.
Yeah, I can't model that for you.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. Broom says the pricing for the wool they sell to those companies is around $500 a kilo, I think, but as a result, they only give them wool from specific areas of the animal, like neck. Okay, well, interesting. Anyhow, we're open to you know, other fibers than cotton, natural animal fibers. So we're gonna look into some interesting ones, and we're definitely going to bring you the best. BD says could have been all the drugs from the 80s. Could have been. Perhaps. Were they more prolific then than now? I don't know.
I think it was more casually spreading. It's like now you have people who
are there
do
distinct
drug
lines?
And then, yeah. Well, it's like back then everybody was like, "Oh, this is
a party." Anyhow,
that's my understanding of the 70s.
That's the Wonder Looper After Dark live stream where we discuss topics that are too hot for TV. We got some Bahzad special crop tops. Guys, I think we haven't learned the first rule about the Bahzad special. And when you know that first rule, you'll know the answer to your questions. Okay. Guys, let's get into...
snack time.
Snack time. Because we got something fun. We saw this at the konbini. This is your Japanese word of the day, the konbini. And we thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if there's a... Anyway, we'll show it off and then I'll tell you what I don't know about. Risa's grabbing it. It's a soda this week, another soda. Last week we enjoyed the champagne of sodas, Crystal Pepsi. And this week we're having a Fanta. But it doesn't appear to be a regular Fanta. It is Beetlejuice Fanta. I don't know if there's a new movie or anything. Or if this is like a retro throwback kind of deal.
I think I've been hearing about Beetlejuice a lot these days.
It is Halloween season.
Yes, but more like every year it's Halloween. I feel like this year I hear maybe there's a new thing. I don't know. Who knows? So what's the deal? Is this taste like authentic Beatles? It does not say any kind of flavor information. It just says Beetlejuice.
Okay.
It's limited time, limited edition. There was some kind of code. I'm gonna go to this link.
Okay.
To find out.
Solvin says new movie.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Coeen says I have a canned version of that Fanta in the fridge.
Also, this guy is not the guy I know.
Isn't it? I think he.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's not the same guy.
I don't know.
Okay. So, Fanta Soul Train.
Soul Train.
Oh, I can... it's kind of like a game. I can ride this...
Oh, is there a roller coaster?
Train to the other side.
This is all getting too demonic for me.
Ooh.
I see.
Yeah. Anyways,
right.
Okay. We're not gonna play that game, but we're gonna try this soda.
Okay. Melody Murray says there's a new Beetlejuice movie. The Raven says they just came out with the new Beetlejuice sequel 2-3 weeks ago.
Sequel.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Beetlejuice 2 is hilarious, but all over the place script wise.
Was there a Beetlejuice 2? Or is it the one that just came out?
Is Beetlejuice 2 the current one? I don't know.
Or did I miss a Beetlejuice 2?
Yeah. Maybe.
Anyways.
Okay.
Anyways, we're going to try it.
Yeah. It's a 0-calorie soda. So
is it?
That's what it says on the front. Okay. So apparently this is making the rounds in the world. Flavor is mystery.
The color is suspiciously yellow.
All right.
Let's try just a little bit.
Okay, so there we go. The Halloween special, a little neon yellow here.
I'm guessing that it's gonna taste something like energy drink.
It looks
It
like
looks
it's gonna
like
taste
energy
energy drink.
Also smells like it a little bit like energy drink. Oh,
I smell apple.
That's it? Okay, let's try it. Lemon? Like a candy lemon?
Candy lemon, yeah. Has a lemony afterbirth.
I can't put a finger on this taste. It is a little bit like energy drink vibe.
I just taste like lemon and aspartame. It's not the best.
It's not the best.
This is not the best. I think the appeal of this drink is more in trying to figure out what it tastes like. And
yeah, maybe it's just a mystery drink.
yeah, that's it.
I do like this packaging.
Yeah,
it's very
fun.
eye-catching. Yeah.
That's not a natural color. No, this is not a natural color.
It's not undyed.
People like my afterbirth comment. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I would not repeat.
No, this is not a repeater.
No.
It's not great.
No. It's not like disgusting or anything.
Yeah, it's not in disgusting land. How am I gonna rate it? It's like a 4. Yeah. It's like a 4. It's like it's not the best. It's not undrinkable.
Yeah, it's not actively gross,
Yeah.
but it's
not. Yeah.
It has no value to me.
Right. This is it. The value is complete. We've completed the value of this. Mm-hmm. I would try it. You have some fun with your friends. Try to figure it out. Maybe one of you and your friends like it and you enjoy it. You know, I'll probably finish it, but just because it's 0 calorie. And
no sense.
And I'm gonna say that with enough ice, any soda to me is fine.
Okay. Maybe I should have.
I just give
ice.
You know, it's just because I just like it. It's like a cool, refreshing drink. But yeah, it's fine. Try it. It's definitely a try. It's nobody's gonna be missing this flavor when it's gone.
No.
That's it. Rossum writes, I miss you guys already. Is that weird? We'll be back again next week, right here on the Wonder Looper YouTube channel, the greatest channel live stream
in the
history of all the internet.
Sorry, we were thinking that we would do like a 1 hour live stream.
Yeah.
Just because we have less products, less things to talk about,
less history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did almost 2 hours.
Yeah, we almost got there. So, we'll be back again next week, same time, same place, with more Wonder Looper news that you can use. And
you gotta come up with new phrases.
I need more catchphrases.
You can't recycle.
I don't think they're gonna be stealing my catchphrases.
No?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So they're patented Bahzad catchphrases, which I steal from
yourself.
No. If afterbirth, people in the chat know where that comes from. All the news that you can use.
I don't know.
Oh, if anybody knows
What's
that one, whoa, that's a deep track. Oh. Stay alert, stay safe. There's just some good catchphrases that I use that I have not come up with myself. But they are deep tracks, I'll tell you that much. You got to know. But if you think I came up with them, great. I will not claim them as invented by me, but I'm glad that you associate them with me. It's kind of like the word jabroni. Everyone associates The Rock with jabroni, but The Rock even tells everybody where he got jabroni from. And so, it's not his, but he owns it. He claims it. Okay. Same Bahzad time, same Risa place.
Oh, I like that.
That's good.
Cute.
I like that. So we'll be back again next week, everybody. Ooh, the sociologist writes, we have that soda here in PNW.
Pacific Northwest.
The flavor is green caramel apple. I knew I tasted apple.
I don't taste the caramel.
Yeah.
Apple is okay. Yeah, it's fruit. I don't taste the caramel.
Anyhow.
That confuses me even more.
All right.
All right. Well, good to know.
Beach Moth says, I'm going to use them with my kindergarten class and credit them to a great man from a land afar. Thank you very much. Well, everybody, we'll leave it there. To you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a great weekend. Do something nice for yourselves. And what?
Do something for others.
That's it. For somebody else.
You like.
Somebody you love. Somebody you care about. So have a great one. We'll be back again. Same time, same place, right here on the Wonder Looper YouTube channel to bring you guys more Wonder Looper news that you can use. So see you then. All right. Bye, everybody. Oh, before you go, hit the like button. Subscribe. Help us grow. We're going to grow this little plant into a giant apple tree.
Or a forest.
A forest of apple trees. Then we're going to buy apple. That's the goal. Okay. See you later, everybody.